to wait any longer on our keynote speaker today. So very happy to introduce Marloes Evers from AA Labels 5th generation, who will inspire you with her sustainability and textile innovation story today. So Marloes, I give you the floor. And as I mentioned before, there will be time for questions or discussions at the end of the session. Thank you, and hopefully you get inspired with us today.
Great. So that's the title. I think we can go to the next page. That's me. And the next page, there you can see, this was, long time ago. Then our company was really important for the village. We had more than 500 people of the village working here. We had our own school, a football team, and you still see those close connections when you talk with people. Many people know someone who has worked for EE. Next page. There you see my father. He's now the head of our company, is 4th generation, and also my mother. She's responsible for the marketing of our sister company, Nominet. This is the story beyond generations. So we say beyond every product, person, or brand is a story that deserves the right amount of attention. We believe in creating strong connections that, just like family and friends, never get out of fashion, all with minimum impact on the environment, protecting it for the benefit of future generations. So that's the story. We can go to the next page. What we try to do with the people who work here. So strong connections. Many people work here for more than 10 years or even more than 20. Or they even started at the company school. Here you see a lunch with a customer. So we had an event when we did a really big development project with it. We also celebrated it together. And then the next page, there you see, that goes with the green story, our STEP certification. Something that we really try to apply to every different aspect in the company. Then on the next page, there's a small video so that you can learn even a bit more. Boom, 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 boom. Die laat. Okay, so that was the video about our company. So, oh, now I hear myself on repeat.
Oh, just
mute. Yeah. So now that you all know more about our company, I will tell you how we create those strong connections and what we do exactly. So you've seen already in the video many labels, some fabrics, and also some other products. We can go to the next slide. That is a picture from the factory, because that's really important for us, that we always maintained our own factory in the Netherlands, while many companies moved to the Far East with their production. We always maintained a factory here, and that allows us to act fast and also experiment. So try new techniques, new materials, and stay ahead in trends. So first I'm going to tell you a bit about trends in labels, and then later I will also tell you more the business innovation, how we made different choices for now. So let's start with the first label trend, and that's QR labels. It's something very popular lately and also really useful for the step towards circular industry, because with a QR label you can add it to every URL page, so you can really connect the physical and the digital world. So by scanning a QR code, you go to a website, the company can tell everything about what this product contains and also how to recycle it. So we also have special machines that you can make all unique QR codes, so that every product has a unique code. It can even have its own page. You can go as far as you want, but you can also, if you want to start easy and fast, we advised, for example, curtain brands, so already make the QR labels and then you can add the detailed information later. As long as you start now, it's important that people have this this tool to later see how to recycle, and you can add more information later. And that's all, of course, really handy with the digital connection, that you don't have to work out everything right now. On the next page, we have a beautiful example by Niaga and Auping. They created a circular mattress together. And if you want, you can also scan this label that you see on your screen. And they tell all the story, how it's made and how you can return the mattress later. So it's really interesting and maybe also inspirational for which information to add. So if everyone scanned, we can go to the next page. And that's NFC RFID. It's another technology in labels, so it's again connecting the physical and digital world, but in a different way. A QR code is visible, so some people don't like it, don't like the aesthetics. Then you can choose a chip or a RFID antenna. And NFC, it's near field communication, so it works similar. You need a smartphone that's a little bit more advanced so that you can also scan this NFC. But RFID is different. There you don't have to, it's not near, so you can scan a box and then you know what comes in. So it's really good for logistic purposes. If you want an accurate stock, if you have a web shop and many things come in and out, RFID is a really good technology to keep track on this stock. Okay, then the next page, it's about the material. So here we say we call it our new life labels. Those are labels that are made of recycled PET bottles. So on the next page, you see one of those labels. And this is a bit like what I said on the beginning. Of course, we have over 100 colors on stock. So how we deal with this is that the biggest colors, they are already replaced by new life. So for example, white and black are the most used colors in labels. But then if a new color gets out of stock, we replace it by a new life version. So then every year we have more new life colors and more a bigger percentage of our stock is based on recycled content. Then on the next slide, you see a new product, and those are our organic cotton labels. So this we launched this year, and it's to enable our clients to produce monomaterial. So we say for synthetic products, choose a recycled polyester label, and in your natural products, so if you have a wool or cotton clothing or other products, you can add the organic cotton label. It's 100% organic, and then it's also better for recycling, because it doesn't work if you make a polyester product with a cotton label, then for the recycling stream. So as you can see on the label, cotton is a bit a thicker yarn, so we can weave less detailed. So it really has a different look and feel. Okay. Then you see another experiment we did is with recycled denim yarns. So these yarns are made from jeans that people brought back, and as were new yarns were made of it. And yeah, we came in contact with Hack Your Jeans project, and then we developed these woven ribbons with a beautiful story that jeans has been worn for many years, and then it turned into this new product. So that's also something we do when there are new yarns available. We try how we can implement it. Okay, then on the next page we talk about being transparent. So this is something we think is really important, that you're honest to your clients and communicate how it's made or where it's made. And also with the store, you cannot be there from one day to the next, but at least try to communicate clearly. On the next page, you see an example of a customer who clearly states that it's proudly made in Europe, that environmental, socials and issues are respected. So if you made those steps, it's also important to communicate that to your customer that you actually did produce in Europe, for example. The next page there, it's about instructions. So it's about taking the responsibility for the products you put into this world, and also helping your customers what to do after a product lifetime. On the next page, you see a really good example. It's from Canary, an American brand. They make carpet towels, and on every towel they've put a label that you should never ever put it in a trash. And then you see all the story why the canary should fly back to his nest, and that the materials can be recycled and used again. And also the towel concept is already really smart and sustainable, that you don't have to change the whole carpet. Just take out the towel when you spill the cup of coffee, and your carpet looks new again. Okay, then we can go to the next page. Then we have a short story about sustainable packaging, because next to labels, we also supply the hang tags that come with it, and packaging and sustainable packaging. There has been a lot of questions, so we've been diving into it and made some guidelines for it. You can find them on the next page. So this is really, you can click through. There are 6, I think, or 5. So this is really, when you start designing a product, already ask yourself the right questions. Do I really need this? Can you minimalize? Do you design a product in mono material so that's easy recycle? So for example, if you have a pocket, a bag, then also make sure the sticker is made from the same material, because it doesn't make sense to put a paper sticker on a plastic bag, for example. On the next page, you find the first material. So that's biodegradable packaging. A lot has been said about this. You can click through 3 more times, because biodegradable packaging can be a good solution for products that end up in landfill. But it really depends on the material, and it's difficult, because normal plastic recycling, it cannot go with normal plastic recycling because it pollutes the machines. But on the next page, you see that if you put it in nature, we did our own test. And here you see, after 2 years and 5 months, almost nothing has biodegraded. In the end, every material can be biodegraded into loose components. But if it takes that long, it's not good for the environment. So on the next page, you find recycled poly bags. And this is something that's easy to understand for customers. It's clear how you should recycle it. And again, it's really important that if you choose for a plastic bag, a poly bag, also design the sticker that's on it in the same material. Here you see some options of how much recycled content these kind of bags can have. Now we offer them with 20, 40 or 80% recycled content. Some other companies also offer 100% recycled content, but then it's made from production waste, so it's not post-consumer waste. And I think that's also something we communicate, that I think it's important to be honest about that. On the next page, you'll find a different solution. This is something we did with a colleague in the textile industry. It's Ellie.Talks, weaving factory in the east of the Netherlands, and they make linen fabrics, cotton fabrics, and we developed special bags from it that you can see on the next page. They were made in Amsterdam at Makers Unite. This is a company that welcomes newcomers in the Netherlands, and they have a confection company there. And yeah, this is of course more for luxury packaging. It's something you can reuse, and a really different solution. And then the last solution, we go to the peptic material. This is a new material. It has some non-woven characteristics, so it's really soft. It's water repellent till a certain limit, and it's also a really strong material, much stronger than paper. It's made of renewable content, and it's also categorized as paper. And the wood comes from sustainably managed European forests, so it's also FSC quality. And on the next page, you see an example, so you also see that it can handle the water. And it's also, because it's categorized as paper, it's a really easy way to recycle. Also, these bags come with 2 zippers, so you can use them again. And also, if you have it as a mailer for web orders, the customer can use it really easily for returns. And on the next page, you see another plastic bag, and those are meant as replacements for poly bags. So this is a really thin quality, so you can see through it. It's not completely transparent, because then we say, have you ever seen a transparent tree? It's not possible to make it 100% transparent, but you can see through it. You can at least see color, or you can also read a tag if it's in it. So if anyone wants to see one of these materials, you can always request it. So that was a bit about the product innovations, or the most popular trends that we've been working on lately. Then we go to our business and how this changed over the last year. So we start with our web shop. It's called Label Factory. You can go to the next page. So on this web shop, we sell woven labels, printed labels, and hang tags in quantities from 250, starting from 250 pieces. We launched the web shop 2 years ago as a service to customers, but also something for our business, that the smaller quantities go really easy through the factory. So if people can place their logo online, upload it, place their order, it automatically comes in our planning, and we deliver it within 7 working days. This is a really short movie. Maybe you can press play, so you see how the web shop works. So it's basically that easy. All the options can be found online. You also see the prices there, and you can order it whenever you are ready for it. You don't have to wait for replies by email. And then we ship within 7 working days, usually, because we're very busy at the moment. On the next page, you see some examples of labels we've made for the Label Factory. And yeah, what we notice from the market is that people are really happy with this solution. Also, existing customers prefer to order when they are ready for it, and especially with this fast delivery times of only 7 working days. And yeah, the web shop is really growing compared to last year, so it's really important part of our company. On the next page, you see something really different, and those are our jacquard fabrics. So that's also the 3D weaving was in the short title or the short introduction to our story. This is something we started about 8 years ago, weaving fabrics with the same detail of a small label, but then on a width of 150 on the machines. So this opened up many new opportunities. On the next page, you see our jacquard designer at work. So how it works is that you can send a photo or a graphic drawing, an Illustrator file that we receive, and then we start preparing the jacquard design. So this is the bindings. For 3D weaving, you make, of course, you weave in special layers. You will see more about that later. On the next page, you see how this fabric turned out. This was a collaboration with Claudie Jongstra, who's a famous artist in the Netherlands who works a lot with natural dyeing and natural yarns. So this was the launch. And on the next page, you see also one of the first products we did. This was with Kiki and Joost from Eindhoven, and it was for the design brand Mooi. A beautiful cabinet. So these are some of the first projects, but it's really interesting that in the beginning it was really exclusives and or exclusive artists, and nowadays we also get requests from more commercial brands, because we really notice that people are looking for production nearby, and yeah, that's really interesting to see. On the next few pages, you see actually the most prestige projects we have done so far. This was for the Royal Palace of Maxima and Willem-Alexander, the King and Queen of the Netherlands. It's a room in their palace and totally covered with the story of their life. You see her wedding dress, the ice skates of Willem-Alexander and their dogs. So this was a photo that we made into a jacquard fabric. So this is one of our specialties, but the new thing that's coming up with the jacquard fabrics is 3D weaving. And that's a really interesting way of producing. So we try to produce a product directly from the machine. So here you see the upper of a shoe. And on the drawing you see on the right, we even can apply different characteristics on different places of the shoe, because we can manipulate every single yarn. This makes that part of the shoe has to be really strong, another part has to be elastic, so that you can slip in your feet. So something really interesting we are working on. This was a shoe, but the next one is trousers. So this is made in collaboration with a customer. You have to imagine that a flat fabric comes from the machine, that we only have to cut open, and then the pockets are included, the holes where the legs go in. So we really weave in 2, 4, or even 6 layers to create these products. And on the next page you see that I'm wearing it, so like it's less of a render and it's something that's really working, and it's actually even quite a good fit. So with this direction we try to cut out the transport from confection to here, and also we design efficient on the machine so that we don't have waste from the fabric. Then on the next page you see a coat that we developed with fashion designer Henrik Vipskov. So he had a show. Oh. Yeah, his show was also called Light on the Production Line. So he's really looking into different way of producing. And yeah, Henrik Vipskov, he has a limited collection, but it's for us really interesting to work with a designer who's open for this new way of producing. And then, yeah, at one point we will have more commercial product and we can make it in different quantities. Because the development of this code, it took like a year or even year and a half. So if you think about it, most fashion brands have 2 or even 4 collections a year. Yeah, it's not fast enough yet. So it's really something for the future. And here you see more 3D shapes. This is, of course, during this COVID time, we also produced some face mask. And this was research together with the Technical University of Eindhoven. They did many tests with how much it filters this weaving structure and the material that's in it. And yeah, we had really good results for this. So it's also really interesting for us to work together with the universities and with the Design Academy in Eindhoven. This we try to do to always yeah, keep relevant and stay up to date from the trends that are going on, and also new ideas of students. Students get the chance to weave in our factory, and yeah, sometimes this leads to really nice collaborations and really good results. Then we're almost wrapping up. This is the last part is from the fabrics. We also created an online gallery, so that's called weave with 3 E's .shop. So yeah, this is an interesting new thing we've tried to go. Of course, we always produce for brands or for designers, but this is like under our own name. We sell certain jacquard fabrics, wall hangings that we develop together with designers. So as you can see, it's many things and really a lot of information. I hope yeah, it's a little bit clear. If anyone has questions, I think now is the time to ask them.